Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make these trending money cakes. They are so cute. You guys can hang them on the tree like an ornament. You guys can gift these to somebody. These are absolutely perfect. So this design right here actually comes with two different ones. You have the reindeer and the snowman. So we've already made the reindeer, so we're going to go ahead and walk all the way through the process of making the snowman. They are so easy. These will even be perfect for the kiddos. So we're using this design right here. So let's go ahead and take it over into Cricut Design Space. Jumping straight over here in Cricut Design Space, this is the file that we're using. As you guys can see, everything is here, and what I absolutely love about these designs, they're already sized out for you. So you guys have two different options. Like I said, you have the reindeer as well as that snowman. You're just simply going to bring it in. It's going to come in grouped like this. I didn't even mess with anything. I know that I have a white layer, a blue layer, an orange layer, and a pink layer, so we are ready to go. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit make it. So just bring it into Cricut Design Space and take it straight to make it. You don't need to alter anything. We're going to go ahead and tell it that I am using the mat. We're going to go ahead and hit continue, and then you're going to see that it's going to line these up. But what I'm going to do, because I don't have a 12 by 12 sheet, I'm actually using 8.5 by 11. I'm going to move these guys around and try to fit them all on one sheet. If I can't, then I'll go ahead and back it back out and I'll move some around. So here we go. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, let's go ahead and do it this way. So I'm going to bring these two guys here. And then I don't think these are going to fit. I think I can get one of them. So let's go ahead and move object. We're going to move it to the other white sheet, and we'll see if we can combine all of those together. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And what I've tried to do is get everything in the same direction. So I'm putting that cardstock all on the sheets like that. So I'm just making sure they're all right here. So I'm just going to make sure that we're going 8.5 by 11, which looks perfect. So these guys are ready to go. So let's go ahead and head back over to our first mat here. And we're just going to move these pieces in. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot these guys down here just a little bit more. So I'm just trying to utilize that 11 there, and I'm going to bring this circle in here. So it's going over just a tiny bit. So I'm really trying to scoot those guys in so I can actually scoot this guy over. So never feel like whatever Cricut gives you when they put these mats together is where you need to stay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go ahead and scoot this guy in a little bit more. So I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to throw our last two pieces like this right over there. All right, so that one's ready to go. Let's go ahead and double check our other colors. Black looks great. The orange layer looks great. The blue layer, I think I'm going to go ahead and scoot this guy down. Like I said, I'm trying to stay within that width this way. And then our pink layer looks great. All right, so let's get ready to cut it out. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. Today I'm using my Cricut Explorer 3. You could definitely use your maker models, any of your Cricut Explorers. You can use Silhouette, whatever die cutting machine that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose medium cardstock, and because I'm using all medium cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and check remember material settings, so that way it doesn't keep asking me that. All right, so let's go ahead and load our first one, which is going to be the white cardstock. I'm going to be honest, this is actually just white cardstock that you can grab from Walmart. This is just a thicker one here. You can get in the copy paper area. You could do like a thicker laser paper. So I'm going to go ahead and work with that. So I'm just going to load our white right here on our blue mat. Now I will tell you guys, this blue mat is on its last leg. Whenever I work with cardstock, I like to use the blue mat. It's not going to tear that cardstock up. But because mine is, barely has any stick to it, what I like to do is take a scraper here, and I just gotta go ahead and rub that on here. You could use your brayer tool, but honestly, just use your little squeegee here. But if your mat is sticky, don't do that at all. I promise you, you'll regret it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna load our very first one here. And then we'll let our machine just go ahead and cut all of our pieces out. Now, while this is cutting out, I'll go ahead and start talking about the materials that you're gonna need today. So like I said, you're gonna need your cardstock. You can see it's very minimal. We need 2 sheets of white, a sheet of black, orange, blue, and pink. And then we're gonna go ahead, let's hit that go button. You're gonna need some sort of adhesive. I really like the tape runners. They just make this project so quick, but you can also use something like an adhesive glue like this, your hot glue, whatever your favorite adhesive is, feel free to use it. But like I said, a tape runner is gonna be so clean and easy and fast. So definitely recommend that. And then you're simply gonna need some money. So if you can do $1 bills, that'll make it $10. You can do $5 bills, $10, so on and so forth. These would also be perfect too. We have lots of different options on the site you could do for birthdays and graduation and all of that, but these are going to be perfect for a Christmas gift. If you guys are looking for somebody for the office or to tie this on a gift bag, adorable. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let this one cut out, and then we're just going to keep loading all of our colors and cut everything out. All right, so we've got our very first layer done, so we're just gonna go ahead and hit that unload. And as you guys can see here, it cut everything. I'll show you real quick. We'll go ahead and peel. So don't just keep it the way that Cricut recommends. You can move all of your pieces around, and you see that I was able to pull off the 8.5 by 11. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel these off like so. You can always flip your mat upside down to kind of help, but with these pieces, they're so small, it's gonna be okay. Now, whenever it comes to cleaning off my mat in between my layers, I like to just take my little squeegee here and then just remove all of those excess pieces like so. All right, so let's go ahead and load our next one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit go and let that one cut out again. All right, so we've got our second layer of white done here. So we're gonna do the same thing and remove this. And then for other layers, they're gonna go by pretty quickly because your base layer, your main color, is gonna take 2 full sheets. And then after that, it's simply just going to be easy peasy. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep cutting out all of those colors. All right, so loading in that next one. Like I said, this black layer is gonna be super duper easy as well as the others because it's simply just cutting out these pieces. And like I said, it's gonna go by so fast. All right, we're gonna unload it. All right, so we are getting ready to load our very last color, which is our pink layer. So I am gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm just gonna go ahead and squeegee this down once again. Once again, if you guys have a newer blue mat, don't do that because then it's gonna stick more to that paper. This is if your mat is on its last leg. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let this load in and cut it out. So in the meantime, while we're letting that piece cut out, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this area and we're gonna get ready to make it. All right, so first things first, once you have all of your pieces cut out, you're simply just gonna go ahead and start to organize them. So we're gonna figure out our layers, making sure that each piece lines up. For example, if I put this right here, it doesn't match. I need to flip that guy over to where its face is going to perfectly match those. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that by layers here and just figure out and say, okay, the white layer is obviously not the top, so it's going to be the orange is lining up with the scarf. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring in that pink here, which is gonna be our cheeks. Bring in that white right on top there, and then there we have it. So there is our very first one layered. So we're gonna do the same thing to the next one. Now I do have some little blue layers here, and those are simply just gonna go ahead and line here, so you can do that as well if you need to visually see that before you get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing to this one. Now you're going to notice that with your white layer here that it's longer and it has this little foldable piece, which I'll get to in just a minute. Now I also want to make sure, I'm going to move those little scarf pieces, that I'm layering this. So if I started to layer this like this, when I go to do this, it's not going to be correct. I need to layer them in this direction now. So I'm going to make sure, see how these are going to line up like this? So you want to do that before you get too far because it's real easy that you can make that mistake. So this one needs to, so you know that one's going to go to the left, one's going to go to the right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and line up those pieces just like this. Get our white layer here. There we have it. And then we know we have the scarf and the hat. So let's go ahead and put these guys together first. So what I like to do is just simply flip it over like this. And then I'll work with this side up against this because I don't want to go all over this because obviously where the eyes and the mouth is. So I just kind of work here, take that little tape runner and get some here and there. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, just enough to hold it in place like that. Then we're just going to go ahead and start to line everything up just like that, and then press it in. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on going here. So like I said, so if you work from this side, I'm avoiding that nose area, and you don't need a ton everywhere. You just need to make sure you have enough, like I said, to hold it all in place. So we're gonna go ahead and line this up. What I do is I'm kind of hovering above it, if that makes sense, before I fully commit, so that way I don't accidentally get it down and I can't get it back up. And then we're gonna go in with that white layer. Now, paying attention to the white layer here, I don't wanna get the adhesive all the way at the bottom, so I wanna stop above those marks there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to add some adhesive. You could definitely use something like this. I'll show you how I'm gonna use that in a minute. I do a combination on the next stage that we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna go ahead and get our cute little white layer on here. There we go, which totally brings our little snowman in place. And then we're gonna start to add our scarf pieces. Now for the scarf pieces, just to be safe, I'm gonna go ahead, just to be easy, not safe, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of that adhesive on there. The supplies that I am using today are linked in the description below. There we have it. And then we're gonna take his hat piece. All right, and I'm just gonna get a little bit, just little pieces. It just makes it so much easier to get a little bit of this adhesive on here. There we go. Get that right up here on his hat. Perfect. And now let's do the same thing to this side. Flipping it over. And then we're gonna go ahead and run it. Now you guys let me know in the comments below, have you guys made any of these money cakes, whether it was for a birthday or anything like that? Let me know. Or are you guys going to be recreating this one? Also, let me know, what is your favorite so far? Is it the snowman or is it the reindeer? So we are definitely working on lots and lots of Christmas projects. If you guys are looking for inspiration, whether you guys are looking for home decor or gifts, definitely check out all of our fun tutorials. All right, and then we're gonna get on that white layer. Once again, I'm paying attention to avoid this area here. All right, so we're just gonna take that last layer there. Pop it right on top. There we go, so cute. And then we're gonna get the scarf and then that little top piece. So these do go together quite quickly. It really honestly does not take no time at all. These would be great to gift, like I said. If you have somebody that you need to gift cash to this season, you got maybe a granddaughter, grandson, or niece or nephew or something like that that's really hard to gift, this is a great one, is always to just give them a little bit of cash. And you can see, I mean, that's a $10 gift. Maybe if you guys are doing like Dirty Santa this year, this would also make a great gift to put down into a gift bag. Once again, too, another thing is to hang these off of a gift, like a gift tag would be really cute as well. Now, also, I wanted to point out with this, so there is 10 holes here, which makes it say 10 ones, $10. You can do 5, 10s, 20s, whatever you'd like, even a $100 bill if you want to go crazy. But there's actually an option whenever you guys upload this to get rid of this layer right here that has the 10 holes, and you guys can actually swap that out for 5. So if you want to do a $5 gift, you can definitely do that. That is an option that comes with this file. All right, so now what we need to do, so that's where it's important, these two pieces are going to line up together like this. So now we're going to do that same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and take some tape runner here. Once again, I am avoiding that bottom piece and just getting that runner all the way down. I'm not too concerned about the arms. I think everything's gonna be fine, but if you wanted to, you can go back in with a little bit of adhesive here and there, and that's gonna work for that. All right, so you only need it on one side. We're going to put these guys together, paying particular attention to keep this area pretty straight. All right, there we go. Press it all in, and there you have it. Now you can see we have these two pieces that are gonna fold down like that. So you're gonna have it just like that. So here we go. So let's go ahead and start layering our next one. So we're gonna grab all of these pieces right here. All right, because all of those are gonna be glued together. We're going to glue these two layers together and then these two layers together. So for this one here, this is where I like to do that combo. So I'm gonna get my tape runner on both sides here. And then I'm gonna get adhesive on all of these little corners. Just a teensy tiny dot that's gonna go in between those like so. I actually even got just a little bit too much there. Now to make this a little bit easier with lining these up, I actually just kind of get a finger in there and then I'll pop that right on there. All right, and then just easy. It just makes it so much easier to line those layers up. And we're just gonna press it down. All right, so we're gonna pop in our next one, do the same thing, just two pieces there, and then just a teensy tiny dot in between each one. All right, so last one, we're gonna get some more adhesive and then our dots. Now the reason why there is so many layers is just gonna make this more stable for you. All right, so it's just gonna make it a whole lot stronger. There we go. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and smash those together, and this layer is completely ready. So for these next ones, they're gonna be quick because there's only 2 layers. So we're gonna go ahead, and with this one, I'm just getting pieces all the way around the sides here. I don't need to really work with this glue because I don't have any small areas. And then very carefully, we are going to line this layer up. Perfect, and then our last one. All right, here we go. So we have these pieces, which I'm gonna go ahead and fold. We've already got the little, it's got its little score dash lines there ready for us, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. We're gonna take this guy and this one first, all right? It reminds me of a fishing rod holder. So we're gonna go ahead and go in here. It's a little bit tight, so keep that in mind. You're gonna slowly work. You don't wanna tear anything. So you're just gonna wobble from one side to the next until you get all the way to the top. All right, there we go. So mine decided to slide up there a little bit. Now we're just gonna leave this. We're not gonna mess with anything just yet. We're gonna take this one here. We're going to put this slot in next. All right, there we go. And so for this one, we're gonna go ahead and see our flaps there. We're gonna go ahead and get some adhesive on one side, line it up nice and straight, and then press down. So we're gonna get that one, fold it over. We're gonna do the same thing to this side. There we have it, perfect. So now we have our base. So at this point, it is safe that we can go ahead and pop this guy on here. So just go ahead and take that tape runner. And then we're going to line this up. Once again, I'm just gonna butt it up against my finger there, rub that down. And now that's gonna make that base nice and perfectly straight. So you're not gonna have that crazy bottom. It's gonna allow it to sit up straight. So now what we wanna do before we attach these pieces is we're gonna make sure that we have this standing where we want it. So you're gonna take a dollar bill, you're gonna roll it up. So nothing super, super tight, enough to where it's going to fit inside of these holes here. So we're just gonna get one. And then we're gonna figure out our height. So I know that I need to come down just a little bit more. And I'm gonna re-roll this guy again. All right, so we're gonna try it again. So we're gonna pop that down in there, and that looks pretty good to me. I'm just making sure it's gonna touch the bottom. So now that I know my height there, we can go ahead and take these ones here, set that back down, and get a tape runner across those. So we're just gonna go ahead and get our tape runner on both of these so they're ready. Take this, and you see this little side piece here, just up towards the top of that bottom there. So we're just gonna push it up there, up against the sides, and press it in just like that. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Perfect. So that's gonna keep that guy in place. So now, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, we're gonna take our dollar bills and just roll them up. So nothing too tight, like I said, just enough to where they're going to be able to go right in here, and then they'll kind of unfold. I would definitely keep the opening, so I'll show you just a second. So when we roll this, I would keep this opening here towards the body, so that way it's kind of hidden. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually skip a few holes so I can start to stabilize the other side, and then I'll come back and fill everything else in. I also wanted to point out that there is a hole on top like this one here, so you guys can add the string, which we'll do, so you can hang them on the Christmas tree, gift bags, like I said. You definitely could just leave it off. So we've got our last one there. We're gonna get it in there, and oh my goodness, how stinking cute is this? So to finish it off, we're just gonna go ahead and take a little bit of ribbon, take our scissors here, cut that like that, and we're just going to tie that on top. But this came out so adorable. I love it. Like I said, you guys let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Is it the snowman or is it the reindeer? Absolutely love these. And like I said, let me know as well, are you guys going to be recreating these? If you do, make sure you guys join our Facebook community group, because over there you guys can share your projects with us, because we love to see what you guys are working on. So definitely make sure you guys check that out. We'll have it in the description as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and loop this guy up, bring that up so hopefully you guys can see it. I'll trim off that excess. And there you guys have it. I have made both of the files that are included. So cute, the snowman as well as the little reindeer. Super duper adorable. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure you guys hit that like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.